Hey Ray,
Yes, Connor?
what's black and white and red all over?
Huh. A newspaper?
Not even close.
Sunburnt zebra?
What are you doing, Ray? Not even close.
Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast. A weekly podcast coming to you from the High Priest of Khonshu. Available on all good podcast catchers.
Been away a while.
You look like a damn fool.
Hello and welcome to Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal Iron Fist podcast. I am Connor McKenna.
I'm Rebecca Hart.
And Karl Rebecca.
Yes, and that was an ad you heard playing at the start of our show. We have a whole bunch of collective ads and we're going to start playing them now. I don't know which one I picked yet though, so, I guess you'll find out at the start. But anyway, so we're back. There's been no Iron Fist news, lots of Marvel news, but if you want that Marvel news, just listen to any pop culture podcast or go check out my other co-host Ray in his Into the Night and Moon Knight podcast. I'm sure they talk about it quite extensively. Rebecca was on
Yes,
it too.
they do, because I was on it. Hurrah.
Yeah. We're here just to live in the 70s perpetually because, we don't want to leave our childhoods, right? We just want to stay... Oh, no. 80s, because this is 1980. Yeah.
Yes, it's...
We all know Karl loves the 80s because he keeps sharing stuff like, this was in the 80s.
70s, 80s, whatever. I'm old as dirt.
Then I attacked the Goonies and Karl never responded to me, so...
Well, as is right.
So, yeah.
Not gonna feed the troll.
I was trolling when I said that. That is true. But I have no problem with the Goonies, but it's not a staple part of my childhood. But anyway, Goonies aside, although that is a fun topic, but we are talking about Power Man and Iron Fist. We are still in this run. We are never going to leave this run, but we will at some point. If you guys ever get sick of this and want us to cover like Immortal Iron Fist or something, just give us a yell, and we'll do it. Otherwise, we're covering this for you guys because of the overwhelming votes in that poll. So,
well, I think next issue will probably be covering the Carnage one. So I think that'll be out in 2 weeks.
Yeah. The Carnage tie-in. I was going to read that first before we covered it because I'm just not sure how Iron Fist it will be, if that makes sense. But if it is like Iron, like if it does have enough Iron Fist in it, and you don't need the main book for it, then we'll definitely cover it. Or if it's just good, cover it. Or if Karl really wants to cover it, then we'll cover it anyway.
Well, there's only been one issue of the main book so far, and basically it's just, in a nutshell, Carnage has come back, and he is to the point of he's finding every single person who's ever had a symbiote in them. And he started in the graveyards. And he's basically ingesting their bodies to remove whatever is left of the symbiotes to make himself stronger.
Speaking of symbiotes...
He has become pretty much disgusting freak on the level of Immortal Hulk horror.
No, I meant to read that, didn't I? But I mean, this could be a good opportunity for them to make Iron Fist costume symbiotic.
I don't think we're ever going to see that.
I know, but it would be funny. And explain a lot. We get an explanation for Luke's shirts this issue, but we don't get it for Danny's.
And we also We also have a surprise guest appearance.
Yes, we do, which is pretty funny.
We do. I love it. Yeah.
So this is Power Man and Iron Fist 65, published October 1980. The cover artist is Bob Layton and Irv Watanabe, and it's called An Eagle in the Airy, is the official title of the story. And on the front cover it says, because it had to happen, El Aguila is back, and Luke and the Fist and Connor wish he weren't. Now my question is, why did it have to happen? Was he like really popular? I haven't been reading the letters pages because I've been using my Epic collection, so like maybe there was like demand for him to come back. I mean, like, he's superficially cool because he's Zora with a laser sword, but he's really stupid and I hate it. Which we will get into later in the issue, because he's even more annoying this time, on my end anyway. But anyway, writer, Mary Jo Duffy, penciler, Kerry Gamble, inker, Ricardo Villamonte, colorist, Ben Shawn, letterer, Joe Rosen, editor, Dennis O'Neil. Now, it's a good cover. Well, yeah, the cover does its job. We have Iron Fist leaping towards El Aguila with his fist lit up, and El Aguila is shooting Luke with his sword. Does it look like there's 3 different drawings of the characters like pasted onto the issue to you?
Maybe. I could see how it could be seen that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of odd.
I mean, it tells you its contents, but the cover feels a bit weird to me.
Plus the sheer fact of knowing how layouts are done on comic book pages, like the logo is never actually drawn by the comic artist. That's a stat that's laid on top of it when it goes to print to do the plates. And the fact that Luke's head and Iron Fist's arm are both over the logo is odd. So I don't know if somebody was getting creative.
Either way, we can win a Toys R Us shopping spree.
I know, very exciting. $3,000
cool.
was probably quite a lot in the 80s. So it's quite a lot now, to be fair. Like
1980, that was probably like $9,000 now.
You can buy the whole store, really. All those WWF figures.
There is no store anymore. Toys R Us is gone.
Yeah, which is a shame. I don't even know if there's an equivalent now, is there?
No. They're supposedly coming back.
Where do people get their toys? Where do they go shopping for toys if there's no Toys R Us store?
Well, the same place that pretty much put Toys R Us out of business, Amazon and Walmart. Everybody orders everything online now.
Yeah, but what if you just want to take your kid out and go to a store and pick up a toy?
That's what Walmart's for.
Walmart toy section, there's 5 aisles.
We don't have Walmarts. We have
Target.
Target and Kmart. Oh, are they like
we have Smith's Toys and something else. I don't know. There's
Wait a
no
minute.
toys.
How the hell do you have Kmart?
What do you mean?
Why
How do you
shouldn't
have
they?
it? They build
Kmart
it.
Kmart went out of business here.
Really? Oh, we have it everywhere here.
We have no more Kmarts. They just recently, within the last 6 months, are gone.
Well, we have no Walmart to drive them out of business, so maybe that's what it is. Anyway, yeah. So opening page, we have Jaron Hogarth showing Jenny. Yeah, Jenny. Mind blank there. Slides of various escapades Power Man and Iron Fist have gone on, and Jenny's really bored because she's seen this all before.
This is like Jaron showing off his trophies, pretty much.
Yeah. I also think he's just trying to kill time because he has to keep her there because Luke shipped her off there last issue when he was giving everyone on getting everyone on aeroplanes and just sending them out of the city. And then the threat got resolved in the same afternoon. So yeah. So she's bored and she's like, I want to go home. And Jaren, who always looks seedy, he calls Luke. Now in Canada, apparently, it's I don't know what time it is in Canada, but apparently in New York it's 6 a.m. Would the time be that different between Canada and New York?
Well, it depends where in Canada he is. Just like where, New York, it would be 6 a.m. In California, it would be 3 a.m. If he's over whatever area he's over in Canada, it would be the same time thing.
Yeah. Well, Luke's...
But it wouldn't be later, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If anything, it would be from 6 a.m. to 3 a.m. in Canada.
Right. Christmas.
Gurgle, gleep, splosh.
Yeah, Luke's on a waterbed and he's not enjoying it. Apparently, the only guest room in the Iron Fist estate is a waterbed. Meanwhile, so Jaren's filling in Luke that Jenny wants to come home. And meanwhile, Luke is sparring with all of the tigers.
Not Luke.
Oh, Danny's sparring with all the... Did I say Luke?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Yeah.
He's kicking the tigers' butts.
Yeah. So he's taking them all on. Bob Diamond, Lotus, and the other two. Can't remember their names. I guess they're not broken up anymore?
Yeah, I can't remember whether it's coming up soon where I think they talk about it.
Okay, yeah. Either way, they're no match for Danny. Well, we don't actually see the sparring match, but we can assume that he didn't get the crap kicked out of him. So, yeah, they haven't been to the office, but in the office right now is our mentally challenged friend.
He's not mentally challenged, he's lovely.
He's stupid. Because he's broken into the Here's Fire office because he saw him walking into a shady den of thieves unmolested. And ergo, skipping all avenues of, like talking to them or finding out. He's broken into their office and decided that they are now his enemies and that he's going to track them down and stop them. If you guys want to defend his plan, go ahead.
No, his plan's dumb.
Okay.
No.
Because he is jumping the proverbial gun here.
They even say it's dumb in the comic because they're like, well, if he had waited another minute when he watched them walk.
I mean, I'm not sure that Daddy or Luke are particularly braves of Britain, but
He's just like, yeah, he could have just
this
waited.
This is particularly a dumb plan.
He saw them.
Will give you that.
And immediately ran off without waiting to see what happened. He just saw them and freaked out. He's like, Anyway, so he's going after them. And Luke, shirtless. I guess his shirt's still gone. Yeah, it is.
Yep.
So they're talking with each other. Danny's doing his morning workout.
His closet blew up.
Yeah. That's a good point. And Luke's like, that's a good idea. So he starts breaking Danny's weights.
Yeah, because why wouldn't you? I mean, to be fair, Danny can afford more.
It doesn't mean you should just break his stuff, though. Like,
he's a dick. His whole mental, even this mental conversation he has with himself is a bit dickish.
Yeah, this is a bit strange. He's like, so this is his inner monologue here because he's walking back. He's filled Danny in and they're gonna go get Jenny. But he's like, Fist serves a good breakfast, but that's about all I'm gonna miss when I move back into my own place. Funny how you can work with a man, get along with him, and not be able to live with him. And it's like, well, I mean, yeah, the waterbed sucked. But Danny says that the waterbed wasn't his idea. Hogarth insisted he get one. I don't know, Luke just seems like a churl.
Yeah. And it's like, Luke, you could have slept on the floor.
Yeah.
You hated it so much.
The couch, anything.
And stuff. Yeah.
It's like they had to live in the same room even.
Exactly.
But I guess they just want to get Mary Jo Duffy wants to just get a hammer and smash your head. Remember, he's poor and Danny's rich. there's a class difference there, and it causes tension in Luke's mind because she hasn't told us that the past every issue she's
Many
been on.
times, yeah.
But Luke is going to pick up shirts.
He's being followed.
Yeah, Aguila is following him. And so he gets a dozen shirts, finest silk available.
Yeah, but Danny's paying.
Okay. And 2 pairs of pants. And Luke says, you better start making up the next batch of shirts now because you know how fast I go through them. Which is a nice acknowledgement of his shirts just disintegrating.
Just don't last. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have a cameo for Dr. Banner in the background.
Yay. Who also goes through shirts quite quickly.
Yeah, he's getting a bunch of new pants ordered.
Yeah.
Some purple pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't talked about the artwork much yet. It's like the same as the other issues. It's serviceable.
Yeah. It's pretty standard.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. There's nothing new to talk about in terms of the art, nothing particularly stands out.
Come on, look at the paisley collar on the eagle and flying in first class there. That's classic.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, he's on the same plane as them.
It'd be more funny if he was like sitting right behind them. They got
It
some
would
lady
be
there.
fun, yeah.
He's also really confident he's going to take them out as well. It's like, these guys are toast.
Yeah, because every other time he's met up with them, that's what's happened.
Yeah.
He hasn't run away or nothing every time.
So they get to Hogarth's Bond villain estate.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Run by women. And...
Yeah, he so feels like a
Moonraker.
James Bond setup. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's frickin' Moonraker.
Except he's not evil. I mean,
although of course Luke says it looks like it was funded by Darth Vader, who I don't know if he's like particularly known for being rich, but whatever. So it's a fun joke while we're calling it Bond-like. No, it's really like Darth Vader would have built this. Okay, Luke, but I guess he just means it looks futuristic and science fiction-y.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Like even like the walkways they have up top is very James Bondy, specifically like Roger Moore sort of stuff.
Very much.
And they are commenting that Hogarth is like exclusively hiring attractive women.
Yes,
which is
Jenny mentions as well.
Whatever. I'm not going to try and pry too deep into Hogarth's mind.
It's pretty gross.
It's gross, yes. Anyway, it's gross, but I like it as a character quirk because it makes him stand out. That he has
I think
this weird setup.
What's interesting is Jenny's actually defending him.
Is she?
Because Luke's like, what's with all the babes? And Jenny goes, not babes, Luke. Bodyguards, pilot, technicians, Jaren's staff.
Yeah, but she also comments late that she doesn't fit in because she's the only one who's not an 8.
Yeah.
Right.
Which means she gets that they're all being taken on just because they're good looking.
I mean, they're all very accomplished as well. Like, on like a bunch of girls in one place, I guess.
Trained killers.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll see where that goes soon, I guess. But yeah, so they go into Hogarth's office, and there's a very Tang Dynasty actually, which is where my martial art started, or named after the Tang Dynasty, which I found interesting. But I'm sure they just pulled that from a random book. So, but yeah, it's like a jade statue of a horse. And Luke wants to touch it, but Jaren won't let him. The horse, I'm sure, will come back into play later since they, put focus on it.
No, never.
Hogarth thinks that he has insiders, like what's the word for it? Infiltrators?
Yes.
In his base.
We also see a little bit more of what he deals in, because he says that he has a storehouse of rare merchandise, prototype weapons, and unpatented inventions.
Like, you think this guy's just like a morally ambiguous lawyer, but he has like all sorts
He's
of
got
weird
the
stuff going
entrepreneur
on.
side, yeah. He's dodgy all round.
Yeah, like a mountainside base that's remote.
hmm
He probably has Dr. Doom on speed dial. Got any more of those inventions?
Has James Bond tied up in one room, like in Goldfinger.
It's time to die, Mr. Bond. Laser slowly headed towards his crotch.
I was actually watching that Simpsons episode the other day, Hank Scorpio, which is really funny. But anyway,
we find out the real reason that Jenny's been hanging around is he wants her to infiltrate his group of lady assistants.
Yeah, so he's playing all the angles here, really.
The entire team is like, no!
So Danny's like, well, why don't you hire Colleen and Misty? It's a perfect job for them, and it's
Yeah,
true.
here we get the big controversy.
Yeah. And it turns out that he's essentially fired them.
Yeah, well, and earlier you find out on like the first or second page that he used to hire them constantly, Nightwing Restoration, detective agency. But since acquiring Power Man and Iron Fist, he no longer had any need for their services. And here he brings it up again, that he basically hasn't even talked to him since he's been working with you guys.
So Danny stormed off.
Because it is shitty what he's done.
Oh, it has. As Luke points out, he's essentially like been causing all this tension and friction between them, and Danny hasn't known why.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's all because Jan like didn't even tell them that he fired them. So it's like, I mean, I feel like why didn't Misty or Colleen tell him?
I think, well, they seem to have been doing something undercover the last time I don't know, yeah, they don't seem to want to tell him.
Because I feel like Colleen, like, I know Misty saw but
They
Colleen
did
would
mention it. They did seem quite moody the last time we saw them.
Yeah, well, Misty was
because Misty was
chairs.
breaking stuff, wasn't she? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know. They maybe didn't know that they were employing. Well, they did know that they were employing Danny and Luke and said, who knows? Maybe they were just being nice by not doing it.
Yeah,
but Danny storms off, and Jared's all like, "Ooh, what's with his childish move?" And even Luke's like, "No, yeah, what you did was kind of a dick move."
Yeah, you're in the wrong here, Hogarth.
Yeah.
So
and then
maybe in the wrong here.
Crash, blam, blam, shazak.
So we have we cut to outside. Because everyone's like, what's that? And we have Aguila, like, flying in on a helicopter, just shooting people. Like, I thought he was going to do some, like, infiltration thing or something, but he just, like, launches a one-man assault on the base with, like, a helicopter for some reason.
Yeah. Because why did he
do? So,
Luke comes charging out, and he's like, take it easy.
And instead of
man's an old friend, he gets blasted straight in the chest.
And then a mountain of rock falls on Luke.
Oh, I think that's snow.
Snow?
Because it doesn't crash.
Oh, yeah.
It shushes and faloops.
Yeah. Good point. So Luke's buried under avalanche of snow. Aguila breaks in and just keeps KOing Hogarth's employees.
Oh no, he does the Star Wars maneuver. Come on.
What do you mean?
He runs through the doorway and then destroys the controls.
Oh, right. And we've had a Star Wars reference this issue as well. So, yeah, there's mayhem going on. And Jenny's like, Jaren, there's a crazy man out there attacking your guards with a sword. Daddy's sulking with an awesome view behind him as well.
While wasting an Iron Fist charge.
He's reminding us that he's the greatest martial artist of the lost Himalayan city of Kunlun. You know, who bears within himself, in his soul, in his chi, all the raging power of a dragon's heart. I wonder if we're going to be doing any Kunlun stuff soon. Maybe. Which will be
I'll
fun.
say yeah. Sorry.
It's okay. So we got a nice close-up of Danny's face here. He hears all the mayhem. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, that's the alarm. So he runs back. Danny's like, what the hell? El Aguila is fighting all of Hogarth's people. And Danny disarms him. And Danny's like, you can't win a fair fight. You always run away, blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, Luke gets out of the snow, and he begins the process of trying to break through the door. And then El Aguila pulls out an electric grappling hook.
No.
Alright, well, you correct me.
He just pulls. Danny says you can't shoot me anymore because you don't have your sword. And he goes, oh no, and he pulls a small grappling hook from his belt and blasts at Danny with it. And Danny's like, what the hell? You got a second blaster in that grappling hook? Because there'll be more on this later. And then he uses the grappling hook to swing away from Danny. Gets his sword back.
There he goes, running away again.
Shows it to Jaren Hogarth, and then
I beg your pardon.
He's like, oh, you appear to have misjudged me, Mr. Aguila, or however you pronounce it, isn't it? However, I'll be happy to accompany you, and we'll help straighten out the matters, because he's like, I'm going to take you back to the New York where you're going to be on trail for all your corruptions and evil doings and blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, Jenny, get my briefcase. And he goes, I have indeed misjudged you, because, if someone agrees to what you're saying, you're obviously in the wrong.
Yeah, he's like, he doesn't bother asking.
No proof or evidence whatsoever. Like, okay, get my luggage. Oh, I must be wrong about you.
Well, he says, if I have indeed misjudged you. So he's not sold yet, but he says, I will be sorry if I... But he's like, he lets Jaren talk and everything, but he just attacks Iron Fist and Power Man.
Yeah,
the whole piece. He came in firing.
Yeah, good point. Well, I mean, the guards weren't going to let him in if he was just talking to them.
And
half of the staff started attacking everyone else. Which, yeah.
And then Evil says, apparently I've acted hastily. I precipitated some sort of crisis here. Permit me to make amends.
Yeah, so the infiltrators... like half the staff, and we get specific numbers later. And he helps out Iron Fist, which shows Iron Fist that he's on his side. This guy switches sides a lot.
And then Iron Fist comments, I hope the batteries in your sword are holding out okay. And the Eagle corrects him with saying, I'm afraid the sword is just a focus. I fire the bursts of biologically generated electricity, so basically he's an eel, through his sword and grappling hook. And Iron Fist is just like,
okay, dude.
Alright, yeah. So they start taking out all the guards, the bad guards. I guess they can tell which ones they are because they're shooting at them and stealing stuff.
Now, technically, shouldn't Iron Fist have asked him if he had to plunge his fists into the heart of an eagle?
I mean, he could have. That would have been quite funny, but I don't think that would have been the new quippy Iron Fist.
Yeah. Now, Luke's finally bumped through the door.
Kill those meddlers.
Yeah. So, big fight. Blah blah. Luke uses himself as a shield. For one of the guards,
shooting one of the other females.
Yeah. Daddy's commenting on how when he lived in Kunlun, they taught us it was wrong for any man to ever strike a woman. But since then, the company I've kept has taught me something else. Which would make a great out of context page, I guess, or out of context dialogue. But yeah.
Not a proud moment. And again, Luke gets something fired above him, landing on him.
Which is pretty funny.
Even Luke is like, again.
And it's actually not just this issue. It does happen to him a lot. He gets buried
Oh,
in the
yeah.
rubble all the time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, fight him
Like, who doesn't?
directly.
What superhero doesn't? But yeah.
That's true, but yeah.
But yes. No, I think he does.
And he bursts out, and his shirt is again ruined.
Of
Yes.
course, because like, he's. But now we know he has 11 more.
Isn't it just like more work for the artist?
I don't know why they do it. I mean, it's just like, it was the first thing I noticed when I went back to reading Old Power Man. And I was just like, I can't believe how often they do this. And the fact they joke about it as well. It's
Oh,
just
yeah,
hilarious to me.
It is the
bizarre.
stupidest thing ever because you've got a street level hero who has no money,
Yeah.
who constantly has to buy brand new silk
Yeah.
shirts daily. Stupid. He has contacts with Reed Richards, who could very easily make him an unstable molecule shirt that wouldn't tear. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, or anything. Or he could just run around
Yeah.
shirtless and save time. Like,
Right, I mean, he actually could.
like no one would care. It wouldn't be that odd considering how Danny's dressed.
Yeah.
They're all getting around, and Luke bursts out, and the guard looks like she's about to pee herself. And the Eagle and Iron Fist go to stop the helicopter from taking off because a couple of them are getting away on it with some loot, I believe.
Eagle uses his last charge to stop a few of the armed guards, and then he tells them he's pretty much spent. And Iron Fist is like, "Oh, I got this." So he charges up his Iron Fist and takes out the rear rotor of the helicopter, causing Eagle to utter "Santa Maria."
Now this is a new sound effect, right?
And this is not a shakao. This is a shawam, which I believe sucks up all the moisture of like an entire roll of paper towels.
Which he
Oh wait, sorry, that's the ShamWow.
So that was cool. Knocked off the back of the helicopter. Yay, explosion. So it
now we
looks
go
like
back.
they have everything covered, but Jaren has a gun to his head from one of his, one of the traders. But then she gets knocked out by Jenny, who uses his ancient Tang dynasty, or Tang dynasty, I should say.
Jade Horse, which is smashed to a million pieces.
It's like, couldn't
and
you
he's
have
just
used...
like,
yeah.
And it was Andy.
So apparently every woman that they've hired for the last 8 months was in on the invasion.
I was just like, yeah, really bad.
So
you need better people vetting your guys.
Yeah,
that's
every
one
single
hell
one
of a plan. It's just like Ocean's 11 plan here.
So Jaren offers the Eagle to join Heroes for Hire again. And as Luke points out, yeah, Eagle, it'd be nice to know which side you're on for a change. And the Eagle's like, well, I'm afraid not. Having read your files, I still do not feel working for you would be in the interests of justice. As long as you hire yourselves out to anyone who'll meet your price, there's a good chance we shall meet again as enemies. You know what else is not in the interest of justice? Just attacking people without sufficient evidence. Like, but anyway, he's running off, and then just kisses Jenny, which I thought was weird, but whatever.
I thought it's adorable.
And she's impressed by it.
Yeah.
And they're going on, with a swashbuckler like him on our payroll. Think of all the female clients we'd have attracted.
So maybe he was really popular.
I don't know. I mean, he's like the swashbuckling rogue, I guess, which is, he's like a romantic sort of figure.
A Latin lover.
Whereas, like, I think Danny would be more attractive. He dresses like a weirdo, so...
He dresses like a weirdo. He's committed to Misty, and his outfit's a lot... I mean... He doesn't have any kind of swagger.
He doesn't have any sex appeal.
Because well, no, it's not that. I mean, he's good looking and he's fit and he's whatever, but it's just like he's just not very flirty.
He's a dork, I guess.
He's a dork. Well, he doesn't really know how to act, and he's so committed to Misty right from the off that he's not really looking. So, I mean, Luke has more luck with women than Danny, and it's not just down to. It's down to the fact that he's looking. Some of it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, well, I mean, he's a little bit more flirty at least sometimes, but Danny for most of this just isn't flirty or bothered.
And it was so great when, if we go back 4 years now or whatever, and we're reading the early Iron Fist issues, it's so great that him and Colleen had no romantic
Yeah,
in
so
between
great.
them. It's so great and rare. Sorry, Omar, I know you disagree. He's one of our admins. He's a big fan of Danny and Colleen, but yeah, good stuff. Anyway, next, it's the Heroes for Hire and Nightwing Restoration in action side by side in the Jade Tiger,
Jade.
which I remember being a good issue. Like, I remember stuff having to do with Jade stuff being good, so, maybe they're coming up to Kunlun stuff next couple issues, I'm not sure. But,
And the whole Jade Tiger thing is a hot mess.
Yes, but still, it'll be fun to read.
okay.
I haven't read it in ages, so.
As long as something's happening, like...
Well, it's just the whole...
Should we wait for next episode to
Yeah.
talk about this?
Probably.
Sure.
I do want to say, though, I can't even remember, do they ever follow up on, like, who got, like, this 8 months of employees and planted them in there?
No,
Like, who was
I don't
this?
think so.
Just one of his many enemies?
Probably Dr. Doom.
When are we going to get a Jaren Hogarth miniseries go into his past? Hogarth and his howling...
Probably never now the TV show has redefined Hogarth for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much probably put a kibosh on it.
I don't know if they'll change Hogarth for the... actually, Jessica Jones is really popular.
Yeah.
Maybe. Who knows? Either way, as long as Colleen and Danny don't start a romance because of the TV show, I'll be fine. And I don't think they will, so...
Mm-hmm.
Hey, when's the new Iron Fist book, Marvel? Come on, give it to us.
Well, we'll probably get through that, the infection thing.
Yes, that's the thing we're looking forward to next.
And then it looks like in November they're starting a Cosmic event and 2099 event. But I didn't see Iron Fist 2099 in any of the, but it might be in the main 2099 issue, we'll see. And it looks like December's going to be Cosmic as well. So it looks like we're going Cosmic for a lot of stuff, so I don't know.
I would even take like a team book with Doctor Strange, Iron Fist, Hellstrom,
Well, Hellstrom's in a team, so...
Oh.
There's a team book called Strike Force, which is Hellstrom, Winter Soldier, Wiccan... who else is in it? Spider-Woman. It's a cool team, but it looks like they've got a lot of the some of the supernatural side. They might have Blade as well. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Blade's in the Avengers right now, isn't it?
Who hasn't been in the Avengers?
Sells Hellstrom in the last issue.
I mean, they're letting
Yes,
Blade
that
in
was
the
amazing.
Avengers.
Oh, it's Angela as well. Is it Angela or Sarah?
Looking horrible.
Monica Rambeau, yeah. So the Strike Force team is Damon, Hellstrom, Monica Rambeau, Blade, Angela, Winter Soldier, Wiccan, and Spider-Woman. So that's but it doesn't mean they won't pull in other characters.
Yeah.
So, but Marvel's not sort of pushing it very hard, which is a bit sad because I think it sounds really fun.
Yeah.
But there you go.
All right.
Fingers crossed.
We will see you all again in 2 weeks, either with the next issue or with the Absolute Carnage tie-in. We'll see what happens. And yeah, so until next time, properly do background checks on your prospective employees, especially if you hire nothing but attractive women. So, just keep an eye out for that. Someone might be planting agents in your
Have
base.
fair hiring policies and don't be a dick. And then you won't end up like Jaren.
Yeah. But you also won't end up rich either, so it's up to you.
Well, you might.
You want to choose. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, But yeah, fair.
All right. See ya.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Adios.
Iron Fist and all other characters in these comics are properties of Marvel and Disney. Any music or images we use belong to their respective copyright holders. We do this for fun, so please don't sue us. You can contact us at sonsofthedragonpodcast@gmail.com. Just send us mail, comments, thoughts, anything you want really. It doesn't even have to be related to Iron Fist. If you don't want it read on the air though, make sure you mention that. You can also find us on Facebook, the Immortal Iron Fist Podcast, Sons of the Dragon. Our Twitter, at Iron Fist Podcast. Our SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Sons of the Dragon, hyphens where the spaces are. Our YouTube, Connor Carl. Just search Iron Fist Podcast and you'll find us real quick. We are also on iTunes. If you find us there, give us a review and rate us. If it's less than 5 stars, please say why so we can improve the show. And we're on Podcast Garden in the literature section, and last but not least, head over to our WordPress, Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal Iron Fist Podcast.wordpress.com. That's where I put all the show notes. I'd like to thank Thomas Tissot for composing the Iron Fist theme song we use at the start of our Iron Fist episodes on the podcast. I'd also like to thank Peter John Sikosky for composing the Power Man and Iron Fist theme we use at the start of our Power Man and Iron Fist episodes. And finally, thanks to you guys for listening.